Police departments across the country are grappling with increasing resignations and retirements, leaving many people asking what the hell is happening out there and what can be done to change the problem. Now, the spokesperson for the National Police Association joins us now to give insight and answers for those with questions. We have with us Sergeant Betsy Smith, and she's a spokesperson for the National Police Association. Glad to have you here on the Factor Uncensored. What we have seen in New York City is a lot of police officers calling it quits, and as a result, at the core of the problem is pay. Now, this is something we're seeing all around the country where police officers are not getting the pay they deserve for the work that they do and the lives that they put on the line. But let's talk about New York first. How many officers are leaving there?
Well, New York City, NYPD, is looking to be at least 4,000 officers short by January of 2023. And one of the problems with the NYPD, you would think, they're the largest police department in this nation. You would think they would be the best paid, but they're not. They're actually kind of at the mid-level. So what happens is officers are leaving the NYPD and they're going to other states, they're going to smaller police departments. But I want to remind people that it's not just the pay that is the issue. It's combined with the vilification of American law enforcement. And no one knows that more than the NYPD. So when you're not getting paid enough, you're constantly lied about and vilified. Why would you want to work at the NYPD and so many of the other police departments that are experiencing the same problems?
Is this a case of a few bad apples? Like we remember what we saw with George Floyd, and that really turned a lot of Americans off to police officers. How can you separate the bad apples from those who do good and put their lives on the line daily and never get into trouble?
Well, how you separate it is by using facts, logic, and reason. Derek Chauvin was one of 750,000 police officers in this country. Is there any other profession where we take the acts of one individual and we vilify the entire profession? 250,000 people die each year from medical mistakes. How many doctors are in prison? Do we shut down the hospitals? Do we protest every doctor's office in this country? We do not. Right now, we are reading stories about hundreds of teachers across this country that are being arrested and convicted for sex crimes against children. We're not vilifying the entire profession for that. There are bad apples, as you say, in every single profession in this country. But American law enforcement gets vilified for the wrong actions of a few. We also get vilified for the correct actions of police officers who the media or the activists decide that they don't like their actions. And so we're going to vilify American law enforcement. It's causing cops to leave the profession. It's also causing police officers to get hurt and killed as we see ambushes rise throughout this country.
So when it comes to pay, obviously that's something that city councils can work on. How do you get the proper pay or adequate pay for police officers and the work that they do?
Well, that's a really good question. I think American taxpayers have to decide what's important to them. How important is it? And one of the things that we see, quite frankly, across this country is the safer an area is very often, the lower the officers are paid. That's not 100%, but we often see that because if you live in a safe area, you don't get real excited about your police department. So I think every American taxpayer, every American voter is going to have to do some soul searching and decide, how much do I think my police officers deserve? And we've got to remember that in the last 2.5 years, that a lot of American police departments were defunded. I mean, look at Austin, Texas was one of the first police departments to be defunded. And what happened? They had to disband certain programs like community policing. They had to disband the motors unit, et cetera, et cetera. You also look at a place like Seattle. They were one of the first also to defund their police department. Now in Seattle, they can't hire cops and they can't investigate serious crimes like sexual assault because they don't have enough investigators. We're going to see that happen throughout the nation. So people need to decide how important is safety and security to them.
Do you think you can get a consensus from the public on that issue as long as you continue to remind them just how important officers are and what their communities could look like without law and order?
Well, and that's one of the purposes of the National Police Association is what we're trying to do. It's not an association for police officers, it's an association for citizens to see how they can best support their local and state and county law enforcement. So you've got to look at things like cost of living, crime rates, things like that to determine what your police officers should be getting paid. You also have to look at their level of education, how much training that they need, but understand that no matter what type of police department that you're on, whether you're the only cop in town or you're on a police department like the NYPD with tens of thousands of police officers, you're still making those same decisions, including life and death, deadly force decisions. And so there should be some standardization of pay throughout this country because a cop is a cop and we need to let police officers do their jobs and give them the tools and the training they need to do it.
All right, Sergeant Betty Smith with the National Police Association, thank you for dropping by.